For weeks, astronomers assumed 3I Atlas was just another strange interstellar visitor. Unusual, yes, but still explainable. That assumption just collapsed. Because buried inside new observational data is something that no known natural object should be able to produce. Not a flare, not debris, not a cometary outburst, a signal. And the deeper scientists dig, the worse the explanations get. The signal nobody was looking for. 3I Atlas didn't raise alarms because it was bright. It didn't trigger concern because of size. It wasn't even the trajectory, though that alone is bizarre. The real problem appeared when researchers began monitoring its energy output over time. Normally, interstellar objects behave chaotically. They spin irregularly. They vent gases unpredictably. Their emissions fluctuate. But 3I Atlas didn't. Instead, telescopes picked up repeating emission spikes, narrow, consistent, and oddly stable. Not random, not decaying, structured. At first, the team assumed instrumentation error, then atmospheric interference, then background cosmic noise, except the signal reappeared across different instruments, locations, and wavelengths. That's when the mood shifted. Why this immediately breaks natural models. Every known natural source that emits energy, asteroids, comets, rogue planets, does so in messy ways. Outgassing is uneven. Solar heating is asymmetrical. Rotation causes jitter. But the emissions from 3I Atlas showed periodicity. That's a word scientists use very carefully. Periodicity means timing. Timing means control. And control implies a mechanism. The problem? No accepted natural mechanism explains it. The comet theory quietly collapsed. The first fallback explanation was simple. Maybe it's a comet with unusual chemistry. That idea lasted about 2 weeks. Comets emit broad-spectrum signals, dirty, diffuse, chemically noisy. 3I Atlas does not. Its emissions are narrowband, sharply confined to specific frequencies. That alone is devastating to the comet model, but worse, the emissions do not correlate with solar distance. As 3I Atlas moved closer and farther from the Sun, the signal remained stable. Comets don't do that. They react violently to heat changes. 3I Atlas didn't react at all. Rotation should have smeared the signal. It didn't. Next theory, rotation. If a rotating object vents material, the emissions should smear, rise and fall as different surfaces face the Sun. Instead, the signal from 3I Atlas stayed remarkably uniform. That implies either a perfectly symmetrical emitter, essentially impossible, or the signal is not tied to surface physics. That's when researchers began whispering about internal processes. Internal energy changes everything. Natural space rocks do not generate internal power. They reflect, they radiate heat. They decay radioactively, slowly and weakly. But 3I Atlas appears to be producing energy, not merely reacting to it. And not just producing it, regulating it. The signal shows stable amplitude, repeating intervals. No degradation over time. That combination is unheard of. Why planetary defense took notice. This is the moment most people don't know about. After the signal pattern was confirmed, tracking priority for 3I Atlas was quietly elevated. Not publicly announced, no press release, but additional radar time was allocated. Additional observatories were looped in. Why? Because planetary defense systems don't just monitor impact risks. They monitor anomalous objects with unpredictable behavior. Objects that don't obey known physics are, by definition, unpredictable. The natural beacon hypothesis fails too. Some researchers tried to calm the discussion by proposing a natural beacon. The idea maybe 3I Atlas contains an exotic crystal lattice that resonates under cosmic radiation. It sounds clever. It doesn't survive scrutiny. Such resonances would drift with temperature, shift with orientation, fade over time. The signal from 3I Atlas did none of that. It remained locked. The directionality problem. Here's where it gets unsettling. The signal is not radiating equally in all directions. It's directional. Weak, but directional. Natural emissions disperse. This doesn't. That suggests the energy is being channeled. And channeling requires structure. Why scientists are suddenly using careful language. No one is claiming aliens. That matters. But scientists are now avoiding words like random, natural, and cometary. Instead, papers use phrases like non-stochastic emission, mechanism currently unknown, inconsistent with passive bodies. Those phrases are academic ways of saying, we don't know what this is, and our existing models don't apply. The interstellar origin makes it worse. If this were a local object, we could invoke rare solar system processes. But 3I Atlas is interstellar. It formed somewhere else, under different conditions, with unknown materials. That removes comforting assumptions. We are not dealing with something shaped by our sun, our planets, or our history. Why this is not being publicly hyped? You might wonder why this isn't dominating headlines. Simple answer: there is no safe explanation yet. Public science communication relies on framing. Right now, there is no frame that doesn't invite speculation. So agencies do what they always do: release data slowly, avoid sensational language, let peer review absorb the shock. But internally, this is not being treated casually. What happens next? Over the next months, 3 things will determine everything. Does the signal change? If it adapts, that's a red line. Does it interact with solar wind or magnetic fields? If it resists interference, that's another red line. Does it stop? If it stops exactly when observations increase, that's the biggest red line of all. Why 3I Atlas is different from every object before it. We've seen strange space rocks before. We've seen fast ones, bright ones, oddly shaped ones, but we have never seen an interstellar object that emits structured energy, maintains stability, ignores environmental changes. That combination is unprecedented. The uncomfortable truth. Right now, there are only 2 honest positions. There is a natural process we do not understand yet. This object is not behaving like a passive natural body. Neither option is comforting, because both mean our models are incomplete. Final thought. 3. Atlas isn't dangerous. It isn't approaching Earth. It isn't sending messages. But it is doing something no natural object should. And history shows that the most important discoveries don't arrive loudly. They arrive quietly, as anomalies, as footnotes, as signals no one expected, and by the time we realize what they mean, they've already changed everything.